Russia taunts a humiliated Biden for what they're calling wag the dog war hysteria. In this video, we're going to see the growing realization that the Biden administration seems to have been engaged in another Russian hoax. We're going to see what Russia has to say about it, and stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal how a new world is rising that's quickly leaving the feebleness of Biden behind. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here for a special third video of the day, and I just want to remind you, we are sounding the alarm here. There are just too many traitors and fake conservatives within our ranks, and it's time to go rhino hunting. On Saturday, March 5th, I'll be hosting our very first rhino hunting boot camp. It's a virtual event where we'll come together and learn everything you need to know about getting Republicans in name only out of office once and for all. So click on that link below to get your tickets now. Our webinar software only allows for 1,000 people, so space is limited. You need to hurry and secure your place so you can help get rid of rhinos and elect real patriots at both the local and federal levels. Again, it's Saturday, March 5th. It's virtual, so you can join us from the comfort of your own home. Make sure to click on that link below right now, and I cannot wait to see you there. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Like I said, we got a full news day today, and boy, is Biden falling apart like never before, and that's saying something. It's becoming patently obvious to more and more people that the whole Russia invading Ukraine hysteria really was nothing more than one big wag the dog waste of time. Wag the dog, if you don't know, is simply the act of creating a diversion from politically damaging issues, like when Bill Clinton bombed Afghanistan and Sudan at the height of his Monica Lewinsky scandal. The left refuses to admit it, for sure, but there's little question, I believe, in most people's minds, that what we've been treated to for over the past 100 days in all of this fear and frenzy and hysteria about Russia invading Ukraine was a big fat nothing burger. It was just more Russia hoaxing coming to us from the very same people who pushed the original Russia hoax. Unfortunately, many in the media, including otherwise very good media like the New York Post, just ate this crap up. Even Fox dutifully reported the moronic nonsense coming from the White House and the radically woke military leadership at the Pentagon. But not here, not at this channel. Remember, we are your fake news antidote. We've covered this now for the last 3 months, and I've consistently maintained that Russia had no plans of marching into Kiev. It was an utterly absurd hypothesis that, again, was peddled by the very same people who told us that President Trump was in cahoots with Vladimir Putin. Now, that's not to say this is not a very serious and intense situation. It is. But a situation that's been made all the worse, in my view, by the utter incompetence of the shell in the White House and an old Cold War Jurassic hangover in the Pentagon. Nevertheless, it is becoming more and more apparent that this was all one big distraction, nothing more. And I really liked what the president of El Salvador said. Did you see this? This is tweeted out by Nayib Bukele. He's the populist leader of El Salvador. He's really cool. Look at this. The real war is not in Ukraine. It's in Canada, Australia, France, Brussels, England, Germany, Italy. They just want you to look the other way. Amen and amen. That is the very definition of a wag the dog. And we were just treated to a masterclass in it. But when it comes to world leaders, no one is roasting bumbling Biden more over this whole fiasco than Vladimir Putin himself. Putin's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, said that the Western powers, by which he means ultimately bumbling Biden, were embarrassingly humiliated as Russia began pulling troops from the Ukrainian border now that their military drills have been completed. Breitbart's reporting that Russian officials wasted no time taunting the Biden administration after the February 15th date that Biden gave for the invasion came and went without an invasion. Surprise, surprise. Or if you're ABC News, you just moved the goalpost to February 16th. In the meantime, President Putin is busy building the post-globalist realignment all around the world. He just met with the Brazilian nationalist populist president, Jair Bolsonaro, where Putin affirmed that Brazil is indeed one of the most important of Russia's partners in Latin America. Russia and Brazil are currently part of what's called the BRICS group. It's an economic organization made up of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And the Bolsonaro government seems to be pursuing a policy that's been advocated by Brazilian Foreign Minister Ernesto Araújo, who we've interviewed here on this channel, which is eventually to create a post-globalist alliance between the three biggest Christian nations in the world, the United States, Brazil, and Russia. One of the reasons why people like Bolsonaro and Putin and El Salvador's Bukele are all laughing at Biden is that they're looking past this old Cold War political paradigm where Western globalism is supposed to be taking over the world. They're looking past that, and they're seeing the rise of a new post-globalist, post-secular world that operates by very different values and dynamics. So it's not just Brazil that's recalibrating around Russia, it's also China, which is going through its own Neo-Confucian revival. Russia and China, of course, have just announced what they're calling a, quote, limitless alliance that's basically functioning as a hedge to NATO. And this limitless alliance is all part of an even broader economic alliance called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And this is aligning all the STAN nations, so Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, as well as Belarus and Iran and Mongolia, and yes, even now Taliban-led Afghanistan. You see, the world is moving in a very different direction from Western liberal globalism. The frailty of bumbling Biden really is a symbol of the feebleness and frailty of the old globalist world order. It's become increasingly laughable when petulant little woke warriors like Justin Trudeau accuse Russia of being authoritarian, as Trudeau busies himself with freezing the bank accounts and canceling the insurance of protesting truck drivers without a shred of due process. Who really is the dictator here? So needless to say, the world is changing. President Trump recognized that, and he, like Bolsonaro in Brazil, believed it was time for a new geopolitical realignment around shared post-globalist values of national sovereignty and the revitalization of traditional custom, culture, and religion. Biden's doing everything he can to keep the old, outdated Cold War world alive. And his increasing incompetence and delirium are demonstrating just how frail and ailing such an old world really is. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on the growing calls for Biden to take a cognitive health test. The issue is not going away, and it's only getting worse. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.